Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Cover the Spread for Tuesday, April 15th, 2025. And hey, just before we get to the plays we got rolling here on Tuesday for you, welcome to Cover the Spread. If you're new here, make sure to subscribe, and then also give us a thumbs up. Greatly appreciated that you tune into these videos to see us. We're glad that you're here and jump aboard to cover the spread with us. Hey, the NBA playoffs back, so we've got a couple plays rolling in the NBA, and we got thrown in an MLB as well. And as we always do, we chat with the cappers, and then we get right to those three plays for you. So let's kick it off with Ramon. How are you doing today, Ramon?
Hey, great, Rodd. It's going to be a great sports betting week. We're going to get to talk a little NBA and get these playoffs settled, see who's in the real playoffs. And, that makes for a little bit of a season change here. So, hey, that always gets us a little fired up. Let's go.
Definitely, right? Definitely fired up for the new season change in the playoffs rolling and not having to worry about who's playing and trying to lay a 21-point spread.
I didn't want to say it.
It's not football season yet. I'm not looking to try to lay 21 in games yet. And definitely not usually trying to lay 21. Be more trying to get on the dog at a plus 21. There. Get on over to Al. How are you doing, Al?
Yeah, I agree. Never want to lay 21 points. Shoot, I don't care what the teams are, the situation is. That's still 21 points you got to cover. But as you mentioned, finally, no more fake injuries. Looks like the teams are magically all healthier now, and the NBA, and maybe not all, but definitely not going to see many of those fake injuries anymore. And should be fun to see some real basketball again after whatever we had to endure there for the end of the season. But hey, NBA is back.
Definitely. We got some good first-round matchups going forward as well. You look at the Clippers, got to take on Denver. That should be a heck of a series. Hey, look, the Pistons are back in action. They got to take on the Knicks. So there's some history between those two as well. And then the Bucks taking on the Pacers, another series that could be pretty good. And then the Lakers taking on Minnesota. Those ones are set. So those four series, some good ones there. So let's get to it. Tuesday's action. We're going to kick it off in the MLB. We got Houston taking on the Cardinals here in this one. This is Ramon's game. He's going to kick us off here with the Astros and the Cardinals here on Tuesday night. What do you think, Ramon?
Oh, yeah, I drew the short straw. So let me get us kicked off with some baseball action here with I'll go to the Cardinals here hosting Houston. I think it's going to be about Hunter Brown for me in this game. We know that Houston's been off to a sluggish start, to say the least. We don't know if this is going to be what we're expecting from Houston. We expect more, and maybe they should kick it again. They're only a game under 500 right now after a bit of a slow start for sure, but Hunter Brown's looking like Hunter Brown so far, a 2 ERA, just 1-1 record, but I think here against this Cardinals lineup, backed by the better bullpen, Astros a full run better. We know the Cardinals offense. I don't know if we were expecting this so far, the way they've been hitting, but I've got Brown to kind of check him down here a little bit. Fetty, maybe more of a journeyman. We know that with Eric Fetty. We kind of tease it a little bit that he's not really a par major league pitcher, but he gets out there, gets you plenty of innings. But I don't know, Isaac Paredes has already taken him deep in their head-to-head matchup. So I'm going to look to take the Astros here. They are the favorite after all, probably in this game about $1.25 or so. So maybe the odds makers are feeling what I am too, because Cardinals have been a little bit the better team so far, but identical record. So I'm riding with Brown here a little bit in this one, Rod, for sure at minus $1.25. I'm taking the Astros over the Cardinals here on Tuesday night.
Definitely should be a good one. Kick it on over to Al. What do you like here in this one? The Astros or the Cardinals?
Yeah, I like the Astros here. I think we're getting a decent price on Brown here on the road. I think he's the better option, the more consistent option. And so far, it's been a good start, bad start, good start for Fetty. And I think those good starts way above what we're used to seeing from him. So I think he'll struggle in this one. And I think the Astros get to him a little bit here. I like this play. I'm on the Astros too.
Yeah, I think we're going to be all in agreement because I like Hunter Brown and the Astros here as well. I don't like what we've seen from Eric Fetty to start the year. Definitely up and down. He had a half-decent start to the year, but that was against the Twins, and we know what they've been doing. So he went 6 innings and he only gave up 2 hits against the Twins and 1 run in that outing. But then you've seen what he's done the following 2 outings where he's given up 4 walks and 4 walks, so 8 walks in the last 2 against Boston and the Pirates. And for me, there it's just he gives up the hits. He did half decent. Look, he gives half decent against teams that aren't hitting, and is what we've seen. Well, what we've seen from the Astros, their bats have started to come to life. In the series over the weekend, they had 22 runs were scored in that one. So yeah, I think the Astros bats that were quiet, and we've seen plenty of times that the Astros with their slow starts starting to heat up and get rolling. So I'm with you, Ramon. Got to go with the Hunter Brown and the Astros to get the job done there in that one. All right, let's kick it on over to some NBA action. First game we're looking at, we got the Atlanta Hawks taking on the Orlando Magic. And hey, look at this Orlando Magic squad. They were there was that little chunk in the middle of the season where they were dealing with injuries, and they were not looking like the Orlando Magic squad that we'd seen last year. But they've down the stretch, slowly starting to put things together and played themselves right into this spot here where they were looking like they were out and not playing well. But thanks to the defense that they always play here with the Magic this season, holding teams to 46% field goal shooting and only giving up about 105 points a game. In the last 5 innings down the stretch into this one, holding teams to about 103 points a game. Well, you know, this Atlanta squad on the other side of things, their defense hasn't been good. Hasn't been good all year. They're giving up about 48% field goal shooting and about 119 points a game. You look at Atlanta down the stretch, sure, their offense has been rolling, but going against the Magic squad that can hold you down defensively, only one way for me to go here. You look at the Magic, their offense have actually picked up play heading into this playoff where they're hitting about 48% of their shots and scoring about 111.6 points per game. I like the Magic here. Their defense is just too strong, and they get the job done. I'll lay the 5 that I see, even the 5.5 if I have to. I think the Magic got this one by 7-8 points and get the job done in this play-in game. Give me the Magic. I want to hear them play that song. Orlando Magic. Orlando Magic. That's what I like there now. Let's kick it on over to Ramon. We'd like hearing this one. Atlanta or Orlando here on Tuesday.
Look, Rod, even during the regular season, right, we look at the scores, the over-unders a little bit, and the Magic were just terrific, really, keeping those scores really down. You see 216. This is kind of the old-school basketball a little bit compared to what we had. Yeah, I know the regular season you can have higher scores here than the postseason, but I think, 216, what we're looking at here, I think that's reflective of what the Magic does to you, right? That's a sign of a good team. Yeah, it was a bit of a struggle to get here to be 500 at this point, but still that's progression for this Magic team. They had a good season. I don't know if we were expecting much more than this, and again, you're right, they had all those injuries, remember, piling up, and they still fought through and played very well with the their bench players thrust into starting roles. They did a great job this season. Atlanta may be actually looking at a disappointing record, really, the way they finished out here. I'm going to end up on the under here because as you demonstrated, Rod, Orlando does dictate with the pace a little bit and that defense here. So I got to go under 216 in this one between Atlanta and Orlando. It's a contrast because Atlanta was a big-time over team this year, but Orlando, we know, was an under team most of the season, and 5 of the last 7 meetings between the two teams have gone under. So I got to go under here with Atlanta and Orlando in the play-in game. The winner is in the playoffs. Don't forget.
Yep, exactly. The winner is in. Kick it on over to Al. What do you like here in this one? Atlanta or Orlando?
Yeah, on the full game, I kind of like that underlook on this play-in tournament. And as for the full game, I'm not quite there yet, but I do like the Hawks to keep it competitive early at least. So right now I'm leaning towards the Hawks in the first half. It's only at 2.5 right now. I really would like this play a whole lot better if it gets to 3. So not firing right away, and I think we do see a 3 before tip-off. So I'll look for that Hawks plus 3 in the first half, but I like the under 2 full game. And yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if the Magic end up getting the job done and pulling away late with some free throws or whatever the case may be late. So best of luck to Rod on that one. And yeah, Hawks first half for me.
That wraps up our second game on the slate. Now we got the last NBA play-in game of the night. We got Memphis taking on the Warriors here. This one looks like the Warriors laying 7 here, some 7.5 in this one. This is Al's game, so we're going to kick it on over to Al and let us know what he thinks here at Golden State and Memphis in this play-in round on Tuesday night.
Yeah, we've seen Memphis go through a lot of backstage drama, but I think they've cleared most of that up now, and I think they'll be fired up for this one. And they were a great cover team all season long until I think it was right around the All-Star break, maybe a bit before that. I can't remember exactly when they started going downhill. But yeah, it got ugly fast there in Memphis. So their numbers against the spread have dipped. They're still 9-11-1 against the spread as road dogs. Golden State on the other side, just 13-17-1 against the spread as home favorites. And I just think they're laying a few too many points here. Wouldn't be shocked if they win this game, of course, especially. But again, laying more than 2 possessions here, it's a bit tough for me to get to the Warriors. I like Memphis here, and I actually wouldn't be shocked to see them win this one outright. As I said, no fake injuries or anything like that. It looks like they're all pretty healthy and ready to go for this one. So I like the Grizzlies to keep it competitive here, and I'll take the points with them.
Kicking on over to Ramon. What do you like hearing this one, Ramon? Memphis or Warriors here on Tuesday night?
Yeah, for sure, Al. I mean, you think about what Memphis, how they've looked down the stretch. It's hard to kind of get involved with them, but still, if you look at the numbers, they're still a good spread team on the road, and the Warriors not so much. So I have reservations because how Memphis looked down the stretch, like they were unfocused and not ready for the postseason. And we know it's been just the opposite for the Warriors since Butler joined. They kind of got rejuvenated. Whether or not it puts them over the top could be an interesting series if they end up in a 7-2 situation there. But let me just move to the total then, because what Al said, I'm going to respect that. I'm going to look at this game as, look, we know Memphis has trouble defensively, right? That was all reflected in the way they played, the way their numbers were this season, with them going over 46 of the 82 games. But the Warriors at home also are kind of an over team as well. Even though they were 50-50, they were 24-17 to the over this season. And this series is kind of an over series. 4 of the last 5 meetings have gone over. So I think that's going to put me over 229. Yeah, you're thinking this is a quote-unquote playoff game, kind of, but I don't know. Memphis, I'm worried about the numbers they were allowing, and Golden State definitely has been picking it up with that offense and everything that they've been doing really down the stretch here. So I'm going to go over on Tuesday night with Memphis and Golden State at 229, Rod.
Yeah, for me in this one, I'm going to look in the first half here. You look what Memphis does as a road dog in that first half. They're pretty good in that first half. 5-2 ATS against that number as a road dog here this season. And you look what the Warriors have done at home as in their home games in that first half. They've been down in most of them. 15-26 ATS in that first half as a favorite between 3.5 and 9.5 points. 7-11 against that number ATS in that first half. And when the total's where it is now, 220 to 229, they are 5-12 in that first half. And you're getting over possession. I'll take Memphis plus the 3.5 there in that first half if they don't have a lead heading into the locker room. We know the Warriors love to make adjustments. They're king of that third quarter, but that's the second half. So in the first half, I think Memphis comes out. To allude to what Al was talking to, when Memphis, when they fell off that cliff, and when they started to struggle, was they had that rest advantage against OKC in that game. They were all ready to go, and this was the game that they were ready to step up and play OKC. They had the rest advantage against OKC, and guess what? They didn't. They got pantsed. OKC in the second half of back-to-back came in and whooped Memphis in that one, and then they struggled. Ever since then, you look, they struggle against the good teams. But I think is in this one in the first half, it's a whole different season. You got to throw the regular season out the window. Give me Memphis plus the 3.5 here. In this one, too, Star Wars should be a pretty good game. Between we see what the Warriors did. Question marks on the Warriors side. Curry injured his thumb. We still haven't seen the injury report on that. How injured of that thumb is he there on that one? So yeah, I like Memphis in the first half. That wraps up the Tuesday slate. Man, excited for the start of playoffs again here. So as we always do, we'll do a quick little recap. First game we looked at was Houston taking on the Cardinals. That was Ramon's game, and he likes the Astros there in that one. Second game we looked at here was the Orlando Magic taking on the Atlanta Hawks. Well, a game that I liked, we're taking the Orlando Magic. Lay the points there in that one. I think they got the Atlanta Hawks, who don't play a lick of defense. And then the last game we're looking at, we got Memphis taking on the Warriors. And this is Al's game, and he says it's too many points. Grab the Memphis in that one, plus the points. That wraps up the 3 plays we got rolling here on the Tuesday slate. Let's get to it. I hope we have a nice winning day. It's time to kickstart the NBA with a nice little sweep here on Tuesday. Excited for it. As always, appreciate each and every one of you that tune into these shows. And hey, let us know what you think about these games in the comments section below. As always, what are we doing here? Let's cover the spread, baby!